Hello everyone. We are here to introduce you Antwerp Port House. And before we start our explanation, let's have a close look. This is Port of Antwerp. This is our table of the contents, and we will follow this order. We will now go over building information. Antwerp Port House is located in Antwerp, Belgium, and its site area is 16,400 square meters. The total building area is 20,800 square meters, including the area of the new facility. The main contractor is Interbuild, and the steel is a mainly used material, and steel contractor Victor Buke Steel Construction is hired for more specialty. Construction began in October 2012 and was officially finished in September 2016. And now we will go over Port of Antwerp. Antwerp Port House is Europe's second largest shipping port, serving 15,000 sea trade ships and 60,000 inland barges each year. It handles 26% of Europe's container shipping, transporting more than 200 million tons of goods. Because the Antwerp port's office was too small in the 1990s, the port needed an expanded sustainable workshop for its employees. In 2007, the port decided to provide new facilities that could accommodate about 500 employees by accommodating technical and administrative services together through relocation. The new port house, designed by Zaha Hadid architects, repurposes, renovates, and extends an abandoned fire station into a new headquarters for the port, bringing together the port's 500 staff that previously worked in separate buildings around the city. And now we will go over the connection of the fire station to the new architecture. Existing building and extension building lead to 2 stairs and 1 panoramic elevator. A staircase at the back and a central elevator connect all floors of the building. The staircase in the front part of the building connects only the ground and the bridge part of the extension building. To go up to the extension building from the front stairs, you should go through the passage to the center and then go up the upper floor. We will now go over design concept of the architecture. Zaha Hadid architects used 3 principles on the method of designing and fusing the new tradition. First, Zaha Hadid emphasized the north-south axis of the dock, connecting the city center and the port as the basis for building design. Second, due to characteristic of the site surrounded by the sea, instead of specifying the front of the building, she valued all 4 surfaces equally. Lastly, she did not cover the 4 surfaces of the existing building and chose a vertical expansion plan facing the sky. By raising a new mass floating on the old building, it respects and completely magnifies the surface of the existing building. The glass surface of the building shines like a wave of sea due to the movement of the river reflected from the bottom and reveals its beauty through the color change of the sky reflected from the top. The triangular glass pattern creates a diamond-shaped design, a sparkling glass pattern through its visual effect, also reinterpreting Antwerp's nickname, City of Diamond. And now we will go over structure design of the architecture. The main goal in terms of structure is that existing buildings should exist independently, and the load of new buildings should not rely on the existing building, or the movement on new buildings should not affect existing building, which is mainly made up of bricks. In terms of structure, there are 3 key elements: concrete bridge, steel columns, and lift structure. Concrete bridge connects concrete wing and steel columns that supports the load of the architecture. as the space between the pillars and the glass roof of the atrium is small. As if the paperclip is deformed, 4 pillars were connected in a single line. To save space and model, the steel column is a beam element to play its role. For the lift structure, 3-story high steel trusses, Virandil trusses were used. Trusses were installed vertically on the 7th floor of the new building so that the existing and new buildings could act independently. Now we will go over construction process of the architecture. Victor Buick Steel Construction was responsible for the construction of the structure. The construction was carried out using modular method in 6 parts. The modules were transported one by one to the construction site at the port of Antwerp by barge. On arrival, the structures were rolled off the barge using SPMTs and lifted by cranes operated by heavy lifting specialists. Cranes. SPMT stands for Self-Propelled Modular Transporter, and it is an equipment that drives on its own with power and flexibility to meet various needs in module format. Once the module was installed, the unit was attached to one another using temporary joints, and final welding work were carried out to join the pieces together permanently. This process was repeated on each 6 modules. Before creating a structure, new foundations were formed in the existing building's courtyard and immediately adjacent to its external southern facade. From there, 2 concrete towers were constructed and bridged. Foundation steelwork was installed in key positions, including several beams extending directly from the ground level foundation. With this in place, the steel frame element of the superstructure was assembled in 2 phases. Concrete floors were poured and the building was clad as numerous internal fit-out and finishing trades commenced. The extension's concrete towers create a link with the heritage part of the building and enable access to the newly added upper levels. This is our future plan of our project. From 1 to 3 weeks, we will research further in another example that is similar to our project's construction process and limit and solution of our construction process. Then in 4 to 6 weeks, we will research in site environment and project management. And as we go on, we will go deeper in structure and construction process of our architecture.